It's time now for the morning rush. A woman is being charged with killing her husband after a fight on the 4th of July. Family members tell police Erica Valdez and her husband Joel Valdez had accused each other of having affairs. On Tuesday, they say Erica opened fire at the couple's home near 98th and Dennis Chavez, killing Joel. Valdez was arrested yesterday afternoon.
Two mothers charged with drunk driving in a crash that led to the deaths of two of their children have now agreed to a pair of plea deals. Alexis Martinez and Danielle Ortiz, they were charged in 2021 with child abuse resulting in death and homicide by vehicle DWI after a crash near the Big I flyover. The crash killed Martinez's 7-year-old daughter and Ortiz's infant son. The women are charged, or rather set to change their plea next week.
Farmington and Navajo police are continuing the search for a missing man after finding a body part. Both police departments have been searching for 31-year-old Remus Yazzie since early last year after a severed hand was found and confirmed to be Yazzie's. 3 different searches have been conducted since late last month, but no other remains have been turned up. Yazzie was last seen in Farmington. Erica.
And here's a look at our hourly forecast through the morning commute. Temperatures are already off to a mild start. 70s through 8 o'clock, low 80s by 9, and even into the 90s by noon. We'll see a quick warm up, but this afternoon is going to be cloudier and stormier, so this is a great window to get outside today.
Leaders in one New Mexico city are left waiting for answers after their city manager was fired without any explanation. Espanola city councilors say they don't know why Mayor John Ramon Vigil removed city manager Jordan Yutzi from his post last Wednesday. So far, all Mayor Vigil has now said is that it's a personnel matter. More could be revealed on Tuesday. That's during the next city council meeting.
PNM is preparing to handle increased demand during triple-digit temperatures across the state. The power utility had raised the possibility of blackouts after the closure of the San Juan generating station. PNM officials tell us they kept one portion of the plant open just in case, but at this point they no longer need it after securing electricity from other sources.
Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has announced her latest plans to use $675 million in federal funds to expand broadband access. The funds will be used to help enhance connectivity in underserved communities, educational institutions, healthcare facilities, and tribal lands. The state will submit a detailed plan to the federal government by the end of the year. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is moderate today. We could see a couple of severe storms in eastern New Mexico and scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the valley and eastern New Mexico, along with some very hot temperatures back towards 100 degrees.
The Rotary Club of Santa Fe and the Santa Fe Children's Museum worked together to bring the late Michael Parea's vision of the Van of Enchantment to life. The van goes to different locations delivering STEM lesson kits, which contain items that turn into fun and educational projects. Parea was killed last year in a charity bike race.
The city is now hoping to turn an empty lot just west of the Yaffle building at Montgomery Park into a dog park. The city hopes transforming that space will cut down on crime in the area. The $500,000 dog park is still in the planning phase, but the city hopes to have it open by the end of the year.
The city of Albuquerque is bringing back teen nights every Friday in July, kicking off tonight with the pool party luau at the Sunport Pool. That starts at 6 p.m. and lasts until 9. July 14th will feature sports and karaoke. The 21st will be a crafts night, and then it'll all wrap up on the 28th with a game night. The free fun is open to all local teens ages 12 to 18, but registration 1 week in advance is required to participate. You can find a link to register at krqe.com. Erica.
To check on traffic, there are no accidents or slowdowns this morning. Trackers heading south on I-25 near Lead and Coal, and everything's still moving at speed.
Well, the first giant panda born in Taiwan celebrated its 10th birthday. The panda named Yuan Zai was greeted by dozens of fans. Well, she was born back on July the 6th, 2013 in Taipei Zoo. Her parents are from Sichuan, China. She has a 3-year-old sister, Yuan Bao, who was also born in Taiwan. Yuan Zai's party has attracted hundreds of visitors and fans who avidly took photos of her, wishing her a happy birthday.
Time now for the 5 facts.
And number 5, 2 Santa Fe organizations are coming together to make STEM education more accessible to kids in northern New Mexico. The Van of Enchantment, created by the Rotary Club of Santa Fe and the Santa Fe Children's Museum, was the idea of Michael Parea. But the 2 organizations brought it to life this year after she died in a charity bike race last September. The van is out in the community a few times a week, handing out STEM kits with items like string, beads, and screws, which kids can turn into educational projects. The van is free, but they hope to eventually rent it out for kids' birthday parties too.
At number 4, the city of Albuquerque has painted over a recently installed crosswalk that's along Rio Grande near Central to help keep tourists and others safe. The city had the crosswalk planned since 2017, but when it was finally installed 4 months ago, drivers seemed to ignore it. City officials say that they are going to be now adding a hawk signal in the area. The city said that's because many drivers would not yield at the crosswalk. The hawk signal instead will make it safer for the pedestrians. There's no timeline as to when that will be installed.
And at number 3, we'll be seeing scattered storms this afternoon. Here's a snapshot of 4:30, showing some of that in the Rio Grande Valley and a chance for those stronger and severe storms in eastern New Mexico.
At number 2, PNM is getting ready to handle increased demand now during the triple-digit temperatures across the state. The power utility says the customers should not be worried about losing power this summer. PNM had raised the possibility, saying that the closure of the San Juan generating station could lead to a possible shortage. The company officials tell News 13 that they kept one portion of the plant open just in case, but at this point they no longer need it. That's after securing electricity from other sources. PNM says that while they do not expect rolling outages, if it did reach that point, they would notify customers via phone, text, or email.
And at number 1, leaders in one New Mexico city are left waiting for answers this morning after their city manager was fired with no explanation. Espanola city councilors we spoke to say they don't know why Mayor John Ramon Vigil removed city manager Jordan Yutzi from his post, and the mayor is staying tight-lipped. So far, all Mayor Vigil has said is that it's a personnel matter, and the lack of an explanation has councilors and residents frustrated. More could be revealed on Tuesday when the council is scheduled to discuss the matter during their regular meeting. In the meantime, the mayor has appointed the HR director to cover the city manager's duties, which involve overseeing the day-to-day operations of all city departments.